back up in this bitch.
You know, if they wanted to take it outside in the parking lot, the ex-wife and her homegirl would have been well within her right to put a little beat down on the mistress.
Oh my God, I just want to get on this mic and talk to my girl.
And we still got some fucking ninjas out here that don't know no better.
How dare you? You think that it's appropriate to take a woman, a young woman who is still a minor, and put her in front of the congregation to apologize?
Him, he's just a ninja. I mean, he was cheating from the door. She said it. He didn't give a shit about nobody but himself.
We might find out some shit tomorrow that we had no idea. So I'm just gonna sit and wait.
Listen, something don't smell right to me, but I'm gonna mind my business. But I'm not, because I want to know what y'all think.
So stop acting like, oh, we're not taking handouts. Bitch, you are a handout. You taking our money.
Hey. Welcome to Three Aunties and a Mic, the podcast about grown folks-ish. I'm your girl, V with the T, and I have with me Weekday with the Everyday Drama and Miss Bookworm with the Reid. What's up, ladies?
What's up?
Hi. Hello. How is everyone?
Fine.
Listen, I can't complain. My grandson turned 1.
Yeah.
We had a fabulous party for him. So, you know, I'm on cloud 9 right now. But that's all that's going on in my world, you know. Other than that, I'm just living the dream. What's going on with you, Weekday?
Listen. So I was at the party. And I had to tell you, the only kid there was my godson. All those grown people were acting a fool. I think it was only one more 9-year-old, but everybody else was grown. You know what I mean? Then we had grown people. So, you know, somebody was at the party. They didn't understand the assignment. The assignment. The assignment was just keep your ass mouth shut, sit down somewhere, get you a couple of vittles, and enjoy the people there. But no, he wouldn't do that. So I had to have a conversation with him to tell him what's going to happen, the ramifications of you acting the fool, right? And I know he loves some women, right? He loved him some women. So what I did was we all went out, and I told him, I said, oh, I'm going to block every bitch coming around you. Because you don't know, because I know how to do the crazy woman thing, right?
You do.
Okay, yes, I do, ma'am. So
you do.
She said you do.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you what I did.
And he listens to this podcast, so when he hears this, he is going to back up.
Oh, that's the funny part.
So I said, we need to do grown things. Let's go out as grown people. So we went out as couples, right? We get to this place.
We didn't go out as couples. We went.
We went out.
I was riding along with it.
Okay,
but get what she said. He loves women, and she got block every bitch. So
Yeah.
they went out as a couple. But he didn't know they was going out as a couple. But he fucked around and found out.
Yes, he did. So, okay. So when we first get there, we were trying to decide where to sit. And I was like, that's my baby daddy right here. So he'll, handle everything and figure out where we're going to, what we're going to do. So we waited for his face just like dropped when I said my baby daddy. I said, yeah, that's my baby daddy over there. So this one woman said, oh, I can tell she a handful. He just kept looking like, so, finally we got seated. We sat, we talked, we enjoyed ourselves. So right before, when the orders were being placed, I told the young lady, she went to somebody and I said, listen, make sure my man gets his food. Okay. I said, because you didn't come to him first. I said, so make sure my man gets something to eat. Baby, what you want to eat? He still had this look on his face like, she is not really doing this today.
Oh,
yes, I was.
Is.
Yes, I was. And so by the time we sat there like an hour, right? Hour and a half, here the girl come with the check. She dropped 2 checks. So she gave him, she said, oh, he said, oh, and so he said,
so this what happened. He's sitting next to me.
He's sitting next to her.
My husband is sitting next to Weekday.
Yeah.
When the girl comes with the check, she has 2 checks. She gives one to my husband and one to him.
Yeah.
And so I say, because I didn't have the margarita flight, so I'm a little tipsy. So I say, I don't understand how you got this right, because this ain't my man. That's my man. So why you giving you should have asked before you just bring these tickets. Here she go. Oh no, I got it right. Yeah. She said, make sure my man get his food. So I gave him her ticket.
That's it. That's it.
So she had it right.
That's probably.
Weekday done played this shit so well. The freaking waitress knew that was her man. And to put her food on. Girl, that check came to $100. and he ain't get none. And he ain't get none. Well, you done dropped $100 and ain't get none.
Nothing. Zero. I did give him a nice fat juicy kiss, because I said, because what happened? Okay, so what happened was, after he got the check, he looked. I said, "Well, do you really want me to pay half of the check?" Because I started laughing, like, that chick knew the assignment. She said, "No, she's with him." I said, "Yeah, that's my man." And he is sitting there like, this woman has made my cousin her man. So he said, "No, you don't have to pay the check." So I'm going to say this to you, boo, my boo thing. I know you listening. I'm going to say this to you. You made me start to think the L word about you. I started to like your monkey ass.
Period.
But I can't guarantee that's going to happen again, because the light could wear off really quickly for me. But yeah, you made me think about the L word. I said, "Oh my God, could I walk away with the L word with him? That I might like him?" I said, "Oh, okay. I'm going to let that linger for a minute."
He might have to call in. He might have to call in.
He gonna call. He been laughing ever since the ride home, trying to figure out how did she do this.
She told him he wasn't tall enough to ride this ride, and she said, "And I don't mean your height."
Right. That's
Oh.
He sent me a text and tell her I'm working on that height thing.
He finding out.
Listen, she told him, she said, "Keep messing with me. I'm going to mess up your entire night, because we going to go together the whole night. You ain't getting no play."
Nope. And he did not. When that one woman said, "Oh, I can tell that she said she's a lot." I said, "Yes." I said, "Because that's my man right there." So he it was, so that was what I did, my little drama. I have to tell you, it did make my weekend, because it's been very stressful these last couple days, last week. So I'm like saying, just a little fun, out there in these streets, having a little bit of fun. I think that he wasn't prepared for the crazy that was going to come. But I had tried to tell him at the party. I said, "Listen, you're going to do that? We're going out tonight, and I'm going to block every bitch that come near you. I'm going to let her know that's my man." I said, "Don't make me start crying and saying, this is how he treat me everywhere we go out." Yep. That's how he was looking the whole time.
Like, the whole night. Like, what the hell?
Like,
he done met his.
And when she brought that check, he was done. He was on his card. He was
he was like, "What else did you do?"
That's why I had to say that he didn't force me to give him the half of the money. I have to say I have high respect for him for that. So I'm going to leave that out there, boo boo. I have high respect for him. We still love you
until we meet again.
Until we meet again.
So how was yours?
It was pretty good. It was very eventful. On Saturday we attended down at the shore. Seaside Heights hosts every year the Polar Plunge. And so this year we went down, and it just so happened to be a mild day. And well, let me back up. The Polar Plunge is where it's for the Special Olympics, I think it is. And it's hosted by different police departments and the unions and the Fraternal Order of Police. And people come from New York, Connecticut, and all the way down from Delaware, and they come and they it's of, like I said, a fundraiser, and you go out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you run full force into and plunge into the Atlantic Ocean. So this year it grows every year, and they've been doing it for who knows how long, a long, long time. However, this year was it was a record 8,000 plungers this
Wow.
year were registered. Yeah. And there's tons more people that go out that take the pictures, that wrap you in the blankets and things of that nature. So it always happens on I think the third weekend in February. So that my husband and I like to go out and watch, and they do this parade. They're in costumes. Some are dressed for the weather and some aren't, like as if it was a regular summer day in July. But it's really fun. A lot of the groups do it together. They have themes. Like I said, they dressed in costumes or the lack thereof. So it's a big deal. It was fun to watch. It is on my bucket list. Every year I say I'm going to do it, but I actually think next
Wow.
year I'm going to wind up taking the plunge. I've been watching it for 5 years now. So I think I'm going to wind up taking the plunge next year. And then Sunday, my daughter had her final cheer banquet for recreational football. She started cheering for this rec program when she was 5 years old in kindergarten, and now she is 14 in the 8th grade and considered a senior on the squad. So she is one of the only ones that have been there from the beginning all the way riding to the end. So she has made friends that have come and gone, but she has stuck with it. And I think she tried to bail out last year, and I was like, oh, hell no. All these years we did all these fundraisers, all these games, all these competitions. Oh no, you're not going to bow out the last year. No, you're going to ride this out. And last year and this year was their first year. Last year was their first year. They had won a competition and came in first in 2 competitions. This year they came in first again and won a grand award as well. So she went out on a high note. So we had her banquet on Sunday, her cheer banquet, or else I would have been in the ATL doing adult shenanigans with you guys, but I couldn't make it. Like I said, this was her final year. If it wasn't her final year, I would have chucked the deuces and be like, listen, I've done this several times. You know the routine. Bye. Mommy will be back. Take plenty of pictures. But yeah, so this whole 8th grade graduation is just, she's so involved. She's different from the other 2, my sons. She's so involved in the yearbook committee and then the basketball cheer and football cheer and track. And then she runs track and she's on this committee and on but what you gonna do? So she's very active, and I think, and then she had a well, after that brunch banquet, she had a sneaker ball birthday party to go to. Listen, these kids' social life is much more intensive than mine ever was at that age or even as a teenager. But damn, y'all, I need a break. I have to go on vacation from my family because it's just always something every weekend. But that was my weekend. I was proud of the girl.
Well, congratulations.
Yes,
I sure
congrats.
went along. Thank you.
You would have been the third couple with us.
Oh, I would have had to be. You know me, loud and proud down there acting a fool.
Yeah. So what's going on in these streets?
So listen, y'all know these streets stay talking and stay hot and just always some shenanigans going on. But let's see, where do I want to start? Let's I say we're not gonna talk politics, but with Trump in office, I don't think that we're gonna get bad at ever.
We can't help it. But you know what? It's not even politics.
No,
It
it's
is
just
what is
nonsense.
just that is.
It's
It
nonsense.
is nonsense that everyone has to deal with every day. We can't even call it politics because
No,
it has taken the word politics is just a joke right about now, and it does not have the meaning it once held.
it's a shit show.
Mm-mm.
That's what this
It
is.
is.
This has been a shit show, and people better stay woke, even though he don't like that word because he don't want you to be woke. They
But
robbing
that's
us.
okay. Y'all was using it in the wrong
You know what I'm
context
saying?
anyway.
Yeah,
Give it the fuck back.
yeah. I mean, let's just be honest. They robbing us. We're taxpayers, and they're
Not even
robbing.
blind.
No, they doing it in our face, and like
Yep.
they're trying to act like it's like somebody that throws rocks, and you knew they threw the rocks, and they trying to hide it behind their hands.
But
Y'all
they're
are
not trying to
robbing us.
hide their hand.
No,
They're
they're
not
not trying
trying
to
to
hide
hide
their hand.
their hand.
But
They
you know
right
what
there
it is?
throwing them.
But you gotta think the people that voted him in, they're guaranteeing that they're not paying attention until now, child, because they've been acting the fool at the damn town meetings. In the town hall meetings, they've been acting defoe. And so I'm going to say this again, my black people. Y'all come closer. Listen up. I'm not whispering it. I'm telling y'all, this is white people problems. Y'all keep your black asses at home. We are not protesting. We are not showing up for this nonsense. We did our
So
part.
no,
We are not
I
doing
will
it
say
again.
this: I have not posted anything political on my page
Yeah, I haven't either.
since the election. Prior to that, I was warning folk. I'm out there in the streets. Nobody's
They've
listening.
been told.
But I did go on there today because, and I told them I've been over here minding my black girl business because y'all was told and y'all didn't listen, and I ain't got time for this shit. But this bill that was passed, that is potentially going to be passed, is a big one. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to call up on here and just remind y'all need to go to call y'all senators. Y'all need to tell them to vote no.
Mm-hmm.
And especially those folks that's living in these red states.
Yeah, girl.
Y'all need to tell them to vote no. We only need a few to flip it, but we need them. You're talking about no tax on tips and no tax on OT and Social Security. This bill is so much bigger than that. That's what they're putting in your face so that you think that this is a good thing. But they are giving tax cuts to the 1%.
That's right.
They are cutting billions of dollars from Medicaid, SNAP, education, agriculture. Like, the list goes on. And it's like, y'all need to start paying attention. Stop using the internet and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter as your go-to for what the fuck is happening.
Because it's not.
Use your internet because it's all on the internet. It's just not on these social platforms. You need to go to their websites that are out there. The bills are out there, and you need to look for yourself. And
right there,
they work for us. Pick up that phone and call them.
Well, these damn people in the red states, let's just be honest. Y'all are the poorest of the poor.
Yeah.
Most of these, California, they help y'all states. Let me tell you, it's going to hit y'all the hardest. Do y'all understand? Most of y'all are on welfare.
Will that be be their wake up call? Because, but then it's too late because not only are you affected and you brought this, most of this they have brought on. You voted this cat in here. You know what I mean? Unless we find out somewhere down the line that it was rigged and all of that, or that, you never know what might come down the line. But until then, he has been voted in and he's there now. And we are 35 days in? By the time this airs, we'll be about close to 40 days in. And what has been done in 40 days is nothing compared to 4 years. So woke up, do whatever it is you need to do. But come on. But you're so right, Weekday. They're getting ready. It's those areas that are getting ready.
Oh, girl, that's who's acting the fool at the townhouse, the tall hall meetings.
What do they think is going to happen now?
Well, I mean, because you can't change your vote. Let me tell you, because let's just be really honest. This ain't had nothing to do with eggs, because eggs going to be $15 by the end of the fucking year, okay? So let's just talk about, this ain't about no damn gas, because we're going to see gas go to $4. We've seen this before, almost $5. Let's talk about, you wanted to be white again. But what he did was he fooled you. Let me tell you what my grandmother always says. I can show you better than I can tell you. Y'all weren't listening. The man is trying to make it rich again. This was always about the oligarchs. Oligarchs. This was always about the rich being richer and the poor being poor. If we think about it, well, a lot of you don't know your damn history. And I know y'all don't know 1 + 1 = 2, because we could just see that from the mere fact that you did this stupidity. But let's really talk about the history. When them folks came over to Mayflower, okay, back in 1700s, I'm going to go back for y'all. They came over, they were indentured servants. They knew about slavery because they were part of the slave trade in Europe. They came over here and said, we're going to make a better world. You saw how they stole from the Indians, because that's who's originally from here. None of us motherfuckers are from here but the Indians. Let's be clear. And I'm not talking about Asian
immigrants,
Pacific Indians. I'm talking about the damn Native Americans are from this country. They own this country, and their kindness got them burned. But let's talk about, they knew about slavery because they were part of slaves. So in Europe, it's a hierarchy, right? There's no middle damn class. They are trying to get rid of the middle class people. And most of us are right there in that middle class. We're getting hit. Anybody that's making close to $80,000 and above, you're in the middle class, in the middle section of what it is. They're trying to kick us out of there, and we're going to go down to the rich and the poor. Those are the only things. There will not be a middle. The have and the have-nots. So while y'all were back there, and it fucks me up, really, these people in the red state, because I'm just going to call you what you are. Y'all poor. Most of y'all on welfare. Y'all getting these public assistance, and you poor folks were the worst kind. Y'all didn't understand that he was going to take everything away from you because he wants to keep you poor. This is the whole thing, people. So we should be protesting, because I don't want to get my taxpayer money, because I don't know where my money going to at this point. Because we were told money was supposed to go to these programs such as helping keeping Medicaid alive, helping keeping Department of Education going, and all these different places that our money was supposed to be going to. It seems like it's just going to Elon Musk. Because and I don't know the exact figure, but he made $42 million, I think, when Trump first came into office. And we're talking about Doge or Doggy or whatever the hell they're calling it. Where's the money? Well, that motherfucker got it. He got $42 million. If he put up his $42 million, then they might be close to getting to the money they need. But he ain't putting up his.
I think it wasn't Jasmine Crockett. I think it was AOC. She made a good point when she said, y'all keep talking about this 88, I think it's 88 million or something crazy, some crazy number.
It's not that number.
But you're not telling us where this is coming from. You're saying, like, you just making up numbers and you have nothing to go with it. Like, no, make that make sense. How you
I don't think they were expecting
and you have no way to slash stuff.
Right. I don't think they were expecting the pushback as well. They were just going to run this, and thought that all of Congress and all of the Senate and everybody was just going to get on and ride the train with them. They have not, I promise you, they did not expect the pushback that they are getting and from who they are getting it from. That I don't think, I could be wrong. I honestly think that they did not see that coming. That part. They did not factor that in because they did not think that that was going to be a problem. They did not expect this pushback. They thought everybody was going to jump on board except for the ones who didn't, or the Democrats. And now here it is. Your own people are pushing back, or who you thought were your own people. And especially when you are removing people from very high elite positions, who deserve those positions, and replace them with people who would never have even thought to be considered to be in these
The
types
average
of
white man.
positions.
Let's just talk about the
Oh
average
my
white
goodness,
man. That's just
but it's happening
yeah.
right in our faces, right in our faces. But what the majority of the people need to do is stop looking for the CNNs and the MSNBCs and the Fox News and the Good
I'm not
Morning
gonna talk about
Americas.
it.
Stop thinking that they are going to give you the total entire thing that's going on. They're not going to break it down. And when Weekday and V said, do your research, that's what you have to do. You don't even have to. Now, this is just me and my own opinion. I take a lot of my information, or I get a lot of my information from one independent media. But if I'm going to do your typical media, I do the BBC, I do NPR, and I do the American Press. Now, AP, they've been blocked and everything, but I still keep them on the roster. But I'm going to tell you, NPR is a good place to start. And the reason I like them is because they try to be, and they succeed with being very unbiased, but NPR will always have a daily podcast and will have and will have a Democrat and a Republican, or conservative and a liberal. And they always have the both sides, and they're giving you both sides in that platform at the same time. So if you just want to do social media or things like that, Vox, VOX, that is an app and a YouTube page, and it gets really political. Go to political, things like that. Stay away from the ones that are basically those Washington Post and the those types of press.
Already been purchased.
They've chose their side.
Right.
They chose their sides.
Yeah.
So just when you do your research, make sure your research is coming from a non-biased source. Just try. Those are just some examples. And then independent media, we have a lot more that started out in the CNNs and the MSNBCs that are no longer there. And I know we're going to touch on that. But that is what I call independent media. News Nation is another one, because I'm a big Chris Cuomo fan. So I follow him on YouTube, and then his channel, News Nation. And I tend to like their host pretty much. But just before you go with just the headlines, make that headline want to make you do a deep dive.
Yeah, dig
if
deeper. I
nothing
agree.
else, because SNAP is going to affect someone that you know. The
That's
Department of Education, that's going to affect someone you know. You know people in college. You have people in college. We have people in elementary schools. We know and have family members that work for the federal government. So we're all 6 degrees of separation and less of being affected by these everyday moves. This, I don't want to call him the president, but number 47 is doing.
Well, no, not number 47. It's the Tesla guy.
Is he number? Well, yeah, that and his cronies.
Yeah,
no. Who you think
Tesla,
him in?
the Tesla guy. I mean, I think that they said he was having a some kind of state of address, and the Tesla guy was going to be there. Whoever heard of this shit? Okay, but anyway, I fully agree with you, Miss Whitworm. I do go a little bit deeper. I do go on TikTok here. The pundits say whatever they're saying, but I just want to leave this with everybody, a little piece of this. My mom worked for the government for 42 years. Y'all don't know how the government works, and that's the problem with the Tesla guy. Government, it doesn't make shit. Let me be honest. I told y'all this before. They don't make a widget. They don't make shit. They handle policy, and they handle how the money is being brought in by the taxpayer and what programs need that money. So all these people are out there saying, oh, now they get to see how it feels to get laid off. Don't your ass get laid off too? Because let me tell you something. You thinking these government workers are somebody that grew up in the ranks. There are people that got their PhDs, their master's degrees that work for the government.
4
generals,
stripes, 4 stars.
Generals, everybody
folks.
that they are heavily educated. Mainly those people with the GI Bill, and they might throw your ass under when you don't have the qualifications that you think you might have. Now, I did see something that was interesting. It said that most people with college degrees have a less likely chance of finding a job than someone that does not. And you want to know why? Because we are seeing this transition of, first of all, somebody with a college degree, they need to make the money. You got to pay these student loans back. I just heard that the student loan payment's going up to an extra $200 a month. If people are not listening, listen, $200 extra a month, monthly, because of the programs that they're knocking off that Biden started. So unfortunately,
these kids are going to come home.
Yeah.
These kids are coming home, and they're going to now take the jobs of the high school students.
Exactly. And that's my point.
Looking for these jobs, but they're still in school. These college kids are going to
take whatever comes along,
and they're going to snatch up it all.
Yeah, so we see a recession coming because the stock market has not done well since he's been in office. It's been up and down like a roller coaster. And letting these government workers go, as much as people want to say, you have now you're doubling the competition that you already had from the beginning. There's some people that haven't worked for over a year. So government does not work the same as private industry. They're not making a damn widget. And so people need to stop treating them like they make widgets, like to ask them to tell the 5 items they did for the week. No, motherfucker, you ain't gonna know. Some people got top secret clearance.
Regular job.
Yeah.
Who's done that? I've never done that, and
I've only done that. I'll be honest with you. We've only done that when we worked on projects. On projects, you tell what you do and you tell the risk. That's it. That's a project kind of thing. That's not a regular job. Let me tell you what I did all damn day. No, you just not. Nobody should not account for that time. So I mean, but I just want everybody to Black people, you focus. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to tell my Black people, stop drinking the Kool-Aid and thinking it's $5,000. This delusional shit that I'm tired of hearing. This delulu.
Again.
Okay. The stimmy. I'm going to say again. Did the $1,200 make you rich? Because I know I saw some of y'all motherfuckers standing in front of, what is it? Gucci, Louis Vuitton. So I know Gucci or Louis Vuitton made you rich. So now you got $5,000. So let's just do the math, because I think people don't understand basic math. I know I'm not going to get into calculus. I'm not going to, take you down the line of statistics. I'm just going to do basic 1 + 1 = 2, not 3. Okay. So if you get $5,000, your rent too, probably you drive a Mercedes or a BMW you can't afford, you're probably paying $1,000 a month for that car note. Let's talk about the car insurance. What, $200? If you not a great drive, $200 a month. All right, so we had $3,200. You ain't brought not a stitch of damn groceries yet. Okay, so we're there, right? So let's say all that. Plus, you got to still gas up the car. $5,000 I can spend in less than 10 seconds. I already know that some of y'all ignorant asses have spent that money 20 times over in your goddamn Delulu brain. So we know you're not holding it to. Yeah.
They're going to go on vacation. Yeah. They're going to pay those airline fees. Yep. They're going to pay all that high airline. So now the prices.
They're going to get in Klarna. Get in debt with Klarna. Yeah. I mean, so to be honest with you, this $5,000 ain't never going to make you rich.
Yeah. And this is the thing I want to just say about that. And then we're going to move on.
Okay.
The government is supposed to be about the American people as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And as American people, I think it's important when you're seeing these certain things being passed that you think about your fellow American and not just yourself. Mm-hmm. There are people in the federal government right now that are getting laid off left and right to give you that $5,000 that ain't going to last you but a damn week. In the meantime, our employment rate is plummeting. The recession is on its way. Mm-hmm. That $5,000, it costs how many people their jobs? It costs how many people their benefits, their Medicaid benefits, their SNAP benefits, the Department of Education, and all of the things that brings. Like, this is bigger than $5,000, people. And I need us to stop being so damn greedy and thinking about ourselves only. Because they said that $5,000 ain't gonna get you too much further than them damn stimulus checks that you don't even remember what the fuck you spent it on. It's not gonna get you no further than that. And
they like to dangle those carrots.
Secondly, ain't nobody approved this shit.
Mike Johnson said they're not giving it. Do y'all know he's the Speaker of the House?
Nobody approved this. So why are y'all over here excited about this damn bill that he's about to pass and
they're not going to
get something?
The check.
It's not happening, people. It is not happening.
Mike Johnson said
living in a delusional state right now.
Delulu.
Like, and they're talking about, we're not getting taxed on tips, and we're not getting taxed on OT, and we're not getting taxed on Social Security. First of all, Social Security ain't taxed until you hit a certain bracket. That's number one. So already
ain't gonna meet
you hit a certain bracket.
Give me my Social Security now.
That's what I'm saying. Shit.
Second of all, like, you don't think that you not being taxed on your tips or your OT is not going to affect your employer? You ain't getting no more OT.
Not OT. That's what it is.
It's out. It's out. Because remember those people who lost their jobs? They're getting ready to get those jobs, so no OT is needed. They'll have plenty of people to do the work.
That's right. For cheap labor.
Listen, but we're going to move on because we could talk about politics all damn day.
All day.
But one thing I do want to mention, Ms. Bookworm was talking about MSNBC, is Joy Reid and her departure from MSNBC. What are y'all thoughts on that? I think she handled it like a classy lady.
But why should she have to?
Yeah, why should she have to?
But why should she have to? They didn't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what we always do, though. We always do. We always go high when they go low. We always take the high road. Black people have been ingrained to do this shit, and sometimes it gets tiring. It's like,
I hate that. Right.
Cuss everybody out on your way out the door, and then do like Auntie Maxine and throw the damn paper on the ground.
Like that shit. She do it like this shit. Are y'all fucking kidding me? We ain't signing that shit.
That she wore the everything, but I would have had that T-shirt on that was like this. I just
I saw her on.
I gave us who Joy Reid is.
I saw her on TikTok.
Can't expect anything else.
I think Sunday, because they had did a whole women's call around this, and she cried. She was upset. I'll say this much: as we start seeing them move out, Black folks out of Black media, because didn't Lester Hope get let go too, and a couple other people. Yeah. Joy Reid, you can make a place for yourself in this world. I mean, don't be scared to, and maybe mainstream media is not what you need right now. You might need to be the voice of the people at this point. I mean, we know we got crazy ass Roland Martin out there, and I definitely do follow. I do listen to Roland because I do believe that Roland's from the old school. And he said something the other day that I really
and he's independent media. He's great.
Yeah, that's why he's great. And so he said the ages of 12 to 40, you people are in trouble. And he's right. Because they have no understanding of the history behind the work. Right? There was work done. So we always say, I'm not like my ancestors. Let's back up from that. No, we're not going to take some ass whooping, but some of our ancestors never took ass whoopings. Some of our ancestors stood up for our rights. And so it angers me to think that your asses don't go out to vote. 20 million blacks, y'all didn't go out to vote, but y'all see that your vote did count because you saw how what went on, right? Or what we assume went on. We're going to leave that right there. So I feel like Joy, you got the following. This is your time. Like sometimes people think you're scared to go out there and go out there on faith because guess what? There are a lot of people behind you, a lot of people loving you, but I just don't see Joy Reid back in the mainstream. Well, right now, nobody's going to take her back in mainstream. No, they're not because Trump has everybody like scared
locked
at
down.
this point. Mm-hmm. And now the AP is not even allowed to be at the White House. All right. And the judge held that injunction. So the AP can't even go out there. And now I think the press secretary says they're going to pick and choose who gets to come in and speak at the that gets to answer questions at the White House. I mean, we are moving towards a whole what is it, tyranny, and where this person thinks that he's going to run and stop and suppress the freedom of speech here. And so I think, Joy, you should get out there, and you should continue to talk the talk. You know what's going on. Elon Musk had put out on Twitter a month ago that he wanted you to get fired. So I had already known about this. This was nothing new, that he had been pushing for you to get fired. And we know that people, for them, money's talking for them. So they're all going to follow suit
For
because
now.
this person is passing it, saying we're going to make you some money. But Joy, get out there. I did look at the readout on Monday. I felt as though it was our job to go out there because, you know, people lie, right? And said, oh, her numbers were down. We know that was bullshit. They let her go because she had too much to say and they didn't like it. So I hope to see her in other places. I know she's on Substack. I've never been on Substack, and a couple of Blue Sky and a couple other places. I've seen her out on TikTok. So I'm going to go and see what direction she goes in, because I think that if we don't have somebody putting their foot in their fucking necks, we won't know what the hell is going on in this country. And thank God for Jasmine Crockett, because she stays in their damn neck. So.
Yep.
You know what?
You got any final words?
Her show is and was very valuable across multi generations, across multicultures, multiple genres, and that is what was scaring them. She had a voice. They were hearing her. She was being heard. It was very powerful. And they're just going to start trying to suppress our voices. But there are many, many outlets out there. And Joy does. You're so right. She has a huge following, and she is definitely in a great place to go the independent route. And, you know, she would never miss a beat. So I'm just hoping, you know, there's the Griot, there's the Black Effect Network, there's Revolt, iHeart, there's the podcast scenes, YouTube. So she can really take on, you know, politics and whatever she wants to take on in an independent role, and she will be just fine. So with this, you know, I know that across social media platforms over the weekend and for the past couple of days, they have been putting all of her social media handles and things out there. So it's not goodbye. It's see you in a little while. See you at the next stop, because, you know, she's not going to go away. She, nor are the others, the Roland Martins, the Joy Reids, the Teslin Figaro, the Jasmine Crockett's. There's so many other legal analysts. They're not going anywhere. They're not. So just find them and support them.
Let's change gears. Let's talk about Diddy. We haven't talked about Diddy in a minute. But
Diddy did it.
There's only a couple months left before he has his day in court. And a lot's been going on. What is his name? Huckabee? He could no longer, like, you know, practice law in New York.
Tony Busby.
I done named the man Huckabee.
I'm
saying y'all knew. Y'all had about that.
Yeah.
He's in politics, Huckabee.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say.
We was talking about politics. I done got myself confused.
Yeah.
But yes, he could no longer practice law in New York after, you know, Jay-Z won his case, I guess, you know, against him and got that dismissed. And one of Diddy's lawyers, Anthony Rico, withdrew from his case last week, I believe. What was interesting is that he just says that he can't effectively serve as counsel, and he just cited attorney-client privilege. So I found that a little interesting. I'm like, What's
money
going
ain't talking
on?
with him. The money didn't.
Yeah.
The money ain't talking. His conscience.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and that's
Yep.
what it is. At the end of the day,
Yep.
I mean, we know attorneys. It's not that, and someone said this, and I saw it the other day. You will fight for the guilty, but if it's so obscenely that they have no remorse for the behavior that went on, that you just in good faith could not do it. So I think what's going on is that Diddy is now saying, the only person that got a case on me is Cassie, and she really deserved it, kind of thing. Um, that's rumor on the street, so I don't know how true that is. The other person, the producer, they're finding them not to be credible. My concern is that we talked about this when this Diddy shit happened in the beginning, and I've always said Diddy gonna snitch and he gonna get off. I still believe Diddy's going to get off because the biggest concern was if there was um one link in the chain that fucked it up, they fuck it up for everybody. Unfortunately, that's just how this works. And so some credibility questions are coming in. Now they're saying that how the raid was done, that is questionable. That they went against his rights, grabbed stuff that was not part of what was part of the search warrant. And those kind of things hurt a case. They don't help a case. And so I don't know. I don't know about his attorney and why he stepped down. The other ones didn't. But they're also fighting about this whole, well, they did a legal search. And if it's found to be illegal, guys, then a lot of stuff is going to be dropped. And he might see himself out for the to give another white party. When does he usually do that? June or July? But whenever he gives this party, he'll be out again giving those parties because there's something weak. There's a
I
weak
wouldn't be
link.
nowhere near that damn party. I don't care if you
Uh-uh.
do get off. I wouldn't be nowhere
Mm-mm.
near
Oh, I
that damn
definitely wouldn't be
party.
there. No.
No,
But I
I'm
just
just saying,
think
like
that's
the
about.
folks that
Yeah,
used
I
to
know.
go to those parties. If
Mm,
y'all know what I know, whether he get off or not, you need to stay your ass home.
yep. Yep. Keep it out of your view, Miss Bookworm. What do you
All
think?
right. So, where do I even start? All right. So, Tony Busby was representing several he has several
Mhm.
filings of civil suits against Diddy.
Mhm.
And Tony Busby is able to practice law in the state of New York. However, not the Southern District, which is where the federal criminal and all of that is taking place. So when he filed the lawsuits, he was filing them in the Southern District where he did not have the proper jurisdiction that he needed. And for him to get that was an easy crossing T's, dotting I's. You can do it online or you can do it orally right before you come into the court. However, he was just filing. Do you remember it was like on a weekend and he would file 5 and then it would be a couple more weeks. Now he's filing 5 more. Well, all of these filings, they're going to be null and void if you're not able to
Exactly.
practice where you file. So he dropped the ball. He knew he dropped the ball. He tried to get the proper paperwork that he needed a couple of weeks ago in January, but at that time he was denied. So all of that is on the civil side. And that he was also the guy that was representing the girl in the case that Jay-Z was brought into. Now, Jay-Z and his lawyers did work for Jay-Z. And nothing, even though he was added into that suit, his own lawyers were taking care of his piece. And once they found that they weren't doing Busby's firm wasn't doing their due diligence and it went on down the line, and that's how that was dropped. That was also a win for Diddy because when she dropped that suit, she had to drop the whole suit, which meant his part was dropped as well. So that was a win for Diddy. But remember, Diddy is going up in May 5th to be exact, for criminal, for trafficking and all of that other stuff, with Cassie being one of the witnesses, and many more witnesses that we do not know. Now, in March is when the discoveries have to be released, and that is when the public will start seeing who A, B, C, D, all those witnesses. Now that's coming. Listen, March 1st is coming on Saturday. So my ears are to the listen. It is on the street, word on the curb, and I am on it. So we just have to remember and take into context. Diddy is still going to court. He's still going to lawsuit. Those civil cases, we're also going to wait to see how the criminal cases and they all intertwine. But as far as those civil cases trying to settle for money and all of that, they have to take that back burner, even though they're still working, because what if something happens federally? Because you see with this president how he's pardoning and doing all of this, Diddy could be we don't know. We just don't know. We don't know come May 5th, will there be a trial or not? I don't know. We don't know, but we're hanging on. Today, at the day that we're recording this, by the time you hear this, more will probably come out. But there was a lawsuit filed today. The plaintiff is Kurt Burrows, and he was one of the founding people he was the executive, and it was him and Diddy that put together Bad Boy Entertainment. So he has come out, he has filed a lawsuit. I did go through most of it today, but I didn't do all of it. This lawsuit is not against Diddy. This lawsuit is against Janice Combs and Bad Boy Entertainment. Different bits and pieces. This guy has dropped some jewels about different incidences that he witnessed himself, of Janice running into this guy's arms to be protected and saved from Diddy, who was beating her, beating his own mom, doing all of this. He's telling stories about, how he was bullied with baseball bats into signing over his share of Bad Boys, so that Janice Combs is 100% sole owner of all of this, the thefts. He's saying how he was so obsessed with Tupac's Versace wear that he would order up all this Versace and put it on Mary J. Blige's account, so that it would be recouped from her proceeds or whatever, and it would never go on his. I mean, it's just so intense. It just came out today. So I'm picking up bits and pieces of that, but I am really waiting for the discoveries in March, this criminal, because this is the criminal, the criminal charges is what's going to bring Diddy down and is going to force Diddy to talk or do whatever he needs to do. But that's the one. These civil cases, you never know which one, and that's a shame, because you don't know which ones are real, which ones are fake, which one is our money grab, which ones are distractions. There's always those. They're false claims to try to distract, to try to see, it's a lot going on that we would never be privy to until it all comes out. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes that is just crazy, slimy. It's just corrupt. That's all. That's the word.
That's a good
Everything
word.
is so corrupt. On so many levels, in entertainment, in politics. You got Eric Adams and his foolish ass and his stupid behind.
I told y'all that a couple months ago, didn't I?
Crazy, and
You did.
And he just talking to his constituents any old kind of way and all of that. So it's a lot going on.
I told y'all a couple months ago. I told y'all a couple months ago about his ass. I said it.
Did.
Yeah, he's a nut. So with Diddy, it's just he's going to be in the news. It's starting this month, starting in March. It's just going to be rapid fire is coming.
Yeah, so March, speaking of March is Women's Month. And so Women's History Month. So I think that it would be good. I know Bookworm, you always got the Reid. So
I just got a little piece. Just a little
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead today.
What you got?
I just want to say a shout out and a rest in peace to Roberta Flack, who passed away February 24th at the age of 88. Back in 2016, she had suffered a stroke, so her health did not improve or really come back from that. So, but she did pass away. And so I thought it would be nice to start Women's History Month, just giving her a little praise and everything. She was a jazz, soul, and R&B singer, and she also played the piano, which she learned at the age of 9. And then she just was, singing around the house and everything like that. What we didn't know is that one, she went to was admitted to Howard University at age 15 on a full music scholarship. And she graduated from Howard at age 19. And she had aspirations at that time of becoming an opera singer. However, she became a teacher and she just worked back, I think in North Carolina, which is where she was from. But on the weekends and nights, she still performed. She went to nightclubs, singing and doing all these performances. And then she got, it was, I guess, a restaurant. I'm thinking in DC, it was called Mr. Henry's Restaurant, where she wound up getting a residency there. And from then on, she quit her teaching job and just went on to have duets with the likes of Donny Hathaway, Peebo Bryson. She's known for her songs, the songs that we really know her from are Killing Me Softly with his song and The First Time I Ever Saw His Face. Now, the first time I ever saw her face, she won a Grammy in 1973 for Song of the Year. And the following year she won again for Killing Me Softly. And she was one of the first ones to have to win that same award in consecutive years. So she, just went on to contribute to the R&B, soul, and jazz culture. And she is also going to be the one to contributed to the birth of The Quiet Storm. So rest in peace to Roberta Cleopatra Flack. That was her middle name. That was so dope. So
yes,
I just wanted
love
to
that. And I learned
a little bit of shine. Yeah, that's all. If I could just
I definitely learned something new
to take away. Yeah. One, I didn't know her middle name was Cleopatra. Did not know she was a teacher, and that she won 2 consecutive, Grammys for 2 songs back to back like that. That was awesome. So
that is awesome. Fantastic.
Great loss to the music world, but her songs, especially during the Quiet Storm hour, they will definitely live on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And y'all know my boy Raheem Devon is doing a Quiet Storm now.
Is he?
Is he? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's go ahead and start digging into our laundry bag.
Okay.
How dirty is it this weekday?
It's just some
got a little stank on it.
It's questionable people in this world.
Of course,
it's some damn questionable people in this world. I had 2 of them, but I'm gonna only do one. Two letters came through that I thought, okay, some questionable shit going on, but I'm gonna move on. All right, so this is called Daddy's Girl. Hi, aunties. I need auntie advice. I'm 34-year-old female. I'm not married and do not have any children. I'm dating, but not anyone seriously. I keep getting asked by my relatives when am I going to settle down. I do not have a great answer for them. I've been very wary of settling down because I saw how my father cheated on my mom and abandoned us. I've been dealing with the fact this man left when I was 5 years old. He has never reached out or asked to see me. I graduated college and got my law degree. Well, his mother has reached out to me recently. She has asked to see me since she does not have time left. I was the only daughter my father had. I'm the oldest. He has two sons that he has stayed in touch in their lives. One is an engineer and the other son is still in college. I have not officially met them. I only know about them through other messy family members. My dad is going to be there. He's aware I'm coming, but still has not reached out to me. I do not think I will bother going. I know his mother wants me there. She really has not been an absent grandmother, but she is always saying, your mother, oh no, she said she sends cards for my birthday and has attended all of my graduations. But she is always saying, your mother is who keeps your dad away. My mother remarried years ago. She does not say much about him and keeps her distance from his family. I think there's a family secret, but I want to find out. I want to know why this man left us. Should I go to this situation? Okay. Let me just say this, because that kind of bothered me a little bit. Like, this man knows you get ready to show up, and he still ain't reached out to you. I'm going to take your mother out the scene because I don't know what went on between the mother and father, and that's just speculation. But family mess. There's always something behind it. When people are saying stuff like that, there's a bigger picture going on. I would say, now, y'all, they're gonna get on my ass when I tell you what I would tell you. I would say if he's not bald, get a piece of hair. Right? Let's do a DNA. Maybe this man doesn't think he's your father. I mean, I'm just being real honest with you. If this has kept him away, this could be something where he's questioning his paternity, right? And and so I think that's the first thing I would ask for DNA. I'm not lying to you. I would either swab somebody's goddamn mouth, something would happen. I would have them test it and right with me. You can pick them up at the store to determine that. The other thing is, if this man truly, like, it seems like he's connected with his son, so maybe he didn't want a daughter. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to tell you. I want to tell you to I'm going to say go. I think that you're holding yourself back from a lot of things and a lot of opportunities. You're not settling down because you're so worried about somebody else's relationship. Like, you're the person that I think you feel like you're the person that was the middle part or the part that broke them up. So many things go on in a relationship that are totally outside of your control, sometimes outside the control of the relationship itself. I mean, it's just so many things that go on. People go through different changes, things happen. So I know somebody might say, don't go. See, my nosy ass is going to go. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to be in your face. I want to know what's going on. And if you just want to say, I don't think you're my daughter, then let's get a swab. I'm 34 years old at this point. I mean, you're not a baby. This is not something where, I don't know if there was child support involved. I don't know how things happen, but this man just completely walked out your life. It seems like his mother must think that you're his child. She's still having a relationship with you. So you don't know what really went on, because normally if that was a grandmother and she thought the same thing, she might not have been bothered with you. But somewhere along the way, you built some kind of bond with her. Your mom, she's not in this picture. Everybody needs to leave her out of it. I don't give a damn what she did. I don't care if she fucked the milkman or the damn mailman at this point. This man needs to be a man up.
Down the street.
Yeah, I don't give a shit she fucked the neighbor. This man needs to man up. Yeah, I mean, come on, be a grown up. If you feel that way, then you need to say it, and you need to say it to her face. This young lady, you're repressing, and those opportunities of being in a good relationship, you're holding back because you're scared what happened with your mother and father is going to happen with you. Girl, do not live that life like that. You could have been letting people walk out the door that could have been great for you. Also, I would tell you get some therapy because I think that this holding on, you've been holding on to this too long. The man left when you're 5. That was 29 years ago. His punk ass doesn't even want to see you, but he's going to see you that day. There must, because he knows his mother is getting ready to go. It seems like she must be sick or something, and she's she's seeing herself just going on. I mean, even for you to know that he had 2 other sons. I mean, it's a big deal, but like I said, messy ass family, no messy ass shit. So maybe the
Oh,
grandmother
well,
needs
yeah.
to tell you something. She might have something to tell you. So I would go. I wouldn't tell you not to go, but I would tell you if you're going to go, I think that you need to be on guard because you don't know what that response will be, and you don't know how things will work itself out. And are you going to be able to handle that after you find out what you really want to know? Because I think you really want to go. So that's my recommendation. Leave your mama out of it. Don't be coming and trying to say, he said you did. Who cares? It's 29 years ago. Y'all not going to bring that back. All right. Miss Bookworm.
You know what? I would go. I really would go out of respect that she said that the grandmother never missed birthdays, cards, and they seem to have a close relationship. So based on that alone, I would go. I would go to bid farewell, see her, if she's getting older, and just to clear my own conscience and just to tell her or to show her that you appreciate her just as much as, what she did for you over the years and keeping in contact. I would go. Not only would I go, I would have someone go with me for support, a friend or someone to go just for moral support because you are going to walk into some shit. You already know that because you wrote and you already know there's some shit to walk into. So have your moral support, be ready for whatever it is, and just you're a big girl now, you're 34. You also do need to get into some therapy about you might be having some abandonment issues that you don't really know about. So you need to do a deep dive into that with a therapist to find out about those types of childhood actions from him are playing a very big role in your relationships or how you see relationships today. So I do think you need to see a therapist on that part. And you know what? He might not be reaching out to you because from that age group and back then, they don't really know what to say. They don't know what to say because they don't know how you're going to react or what have you. So just go down there and just start asking some questions. And if you go with the mindset and get just where you might pray or whatever you do, meditate and just ask God to open your heart. And if you think that this is going to be too difficult for you to start asking questions, if you put that out there, your questions are going to be answered without you even asking.
Mhm.
So if she's sending for you, I would go. And there might be a lot of answers to questions you didn't even know you had. So there's a reason for everything, and I would go and I would just be ready. Take a notebook because sometimes when people start telling you things, you're trying to process, you're trying to hear it, you're trying to make sense of all of it. Just take a notebook, take a friend, and just write everything down so that you can go back. And I wouldn't stay with any relatives. I would stay in a hotel, somewhere where you can then step away and be by yourself, where you're not always constantly with somebody from the family. You need to have that kind of outlet where you can step aside and step away while you're there. But I say go for it. Go for it. Yeah, I would.
Okay, I just want to clarify. the grandmother, it's an event for the grandmother, not for the father. Is that
That's
correct?
That's
Okay.
correct. I think the grandmother, from what she's saying, wants to talk, to say something, tell her something, or her to be there, because I guess the grandmother must be ill, or she feels like she's not going to be around for a while.
So yeah, I definitely would go, especially with that grandmother being present in your life and being supportive of you, even though your dad wasn't. She's been there for you. And if this is an event for her, you definitely should go. I personally don't think this is the time or place to approach your dad about any questions or issues that you may have with him, because this is your grandmother's event. So you don't want to cause no drama or no, chaos or whatever. But I also think that it would be wise to pull your dad aside and say, hey, we do need to talk. Let's schedule some time. But I don't think that event is the appropriate time. Or, you could stay the weekend and have that conversation with him the next day, something like that. I agree with Miss Bookworm on two things. One, you definitely need some therapy, like ASAP, like run to the therapist, because this is affecting your happiness, your livelihood, your love life, everything. So you need to talk to somebody and be able to work through those issues, heal from that trauma, and move forward with your life. And then the second thing was you need to stay in a hotel. If it's somewhere that you have to travel to, that you can't go back home the same, definitely do not stay with the grandmother. That's going to be too much. Nope. You're going to have so much you have to unpack between the anxiety and just whatever she is, expecting to tell you. And I also agree that you should bring somebody with you, because they can help keep you, they can tap you on the shoulder when you about to go ham on somebody, and they can help you unpack everything that you're hearing, because sometimes when you're in a space like this, you hear things, excuse me, you hear things, but you don't hear things. Right. And so, you having a friend with you, they can help you, decipher everything that you experienced that day and just walk you through it. So I definitely agree with all of that. But yeah, I definitely think you should go out of respect for the grandmother. Life is short. And if she's telling y'all, listen,
she's sending it for you.
They know. Okay. Yep. They know. And so you have to go.
Well, the mere fact her son is going to be there.
To the side. And like I said, if it's something that you just have to get off your chest, you can do that. Just save that for the next day. Don't do it before. Don't do it the day of. At least save it for the day after.
Get a good night's sleep.
Yes.
Or sleep on it. I'm not going to say it's going to be a good night's sleep, because I ain't had one of them in who knows how long.
Girl.
But sleep on it. Nap on it. Because that's what
Let me tell y'all about this auntie over here. So I started this podcast hot flashing. So I'm sitting over here in a tank top and some biker shorts. In the middle of the podcast, my ass started freezing. Now I'm over here wrapped up in a blanket, like, what the hell did I think this made sense? I brought my robe with me.
Girl.
That's all
I'm
right.
so glad I'm past that shit.
There was a blanket next to me. Oh my God.
So
anyway.
Oh,
so anybody that's watching this on YouTube, that's what happened, y'all. I went from hot flashing to cold. Don't judge me. Judge your auntie.
I wish I could go from hot flashing to cold. I go from hot flashing to hot.
I've done that before too.
Back to hot flashing. There is no cold with me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, ladies, like this: don't think that shit ever leaves. It subsides, but that shit don't ever leave. Like, you be like, where the hell? And you be like, where is this heat coming from? So it don't leave. It is really ridiculous.
And we need to talk about that on the podcast one day.
Get you one of these.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see,
we need to talk about it
to me.
We need to talk about that one day on one of our upcoming shows, y'all. Just about how, our mamas be telling us about everything. Birds and the bees, what you can expect when you have your cycle. But don't nobody ever tell you about this menopause shit and what you can expect. And then you think you're losing it. You be over here thinking you about to die.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
it's
think
just
I'm telling my daughter. I want her. No, I'm not telling either.
You got
Husband,
to tell that shit.
you going
Girl. Let me
listen,
tell you, I
it's
told
like you
keep
gonna feel
on
it
living.
regardless of whether we talk about it or
Yeah.
not. They still gonna feel it, but at least they
Yeah.
don't think they dying. You
If-
know, I'll be up in the
yeah.
doctor's office like, Doc, something ain't right. I ain't got no memory. I need you to check. I think I done had a stroke and don't know it. Like, you need to make sure everything all right in my. And he like, nah, you just going through
Yeah,
the trash,
girl.
baby girl.
Well, you know what my problem is? I'm in the doctor's office picking up every pamphlet and brochure I can get my hands on because I gotta read every goddamn thing. So I
Girl,
already
listen.
know what's happening to me. I done diagnosed myself 8 different times with different things based on reading them pamphlets.
Let me tell y'all something. I went into early menopause when they took my thyroid out, and that's the first time I cut all my hair off. Because I'm gonna tell you, I had hair down my back. That shit, I wake up it would be matted to the back of my neck. I'd be like, oh God, this is too horrible. So then when I got regulated and for my thyroid, because at that point nobody could dye my hair. My hair would not take any hair coloring at all. I had gave up. I had stopped relaxing my hair probably back in 2005. So I haven't put a relax in my hair in 19 years. But
Your
I had
skin changes, your hair
everything
changes,
changed.
all
Your
of it.
skin, I mean, gets dry. Like sometimes you get so dry, you be like, "What the hell?"
It cracks.
I'm
It
ash.
cracks.
Yep,
My skin
like you
cracks.
got ash. So I'm gonna just say we do need to talk about it because I don't think people talk about it enough. And then I ain't gonna tell you how downstairs get dry too. You're gonna have to try to lubricate there, girl. Yes.
I ain't had that problem yet. Knock on wood.
You better knock on wood, girl.
I like long
Girl,
take away my juices and berries.
girl, listen, my
girl,
let me tell you, it's horrible.
Bad.
It's bad. And
It's
and then
bad.
I'm gonna tell you, my GYN told me, she said, keep you some coconut oil nearby. KY jelly just ain't gonna do it. You need to put some. You need to really lube it up because it's
I'm
bad.
not ready.
She gave me little sample
Sample.
packets, maybe like
A
a handful of
suppositories.
sample
Yeah,
packets of
yeah,
and what to use. And we just it's at
yeah,
one's at the beach house, one's
yeah,
upstairs, one's downstairs because
yeah.
it is. And I would love to go to do a show on
yeah.
women's health like that, especially
Next month.
women's
I mean,
health
March.
over 40.
Yeah, we're gonna do that this month, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's put that. That's gonna be this month. So everybody
That's
listening,
gonna be a good
tune
one.
in for March because we gonna talk about the things
The
they
real
don't want to
thing.
tell
The
us
real
about.
thing. Yeah, the
Send me
grown
some
people thing.
questions.
That's why my head is shaved on the sides. Y'all see these braids?
Yeah, I'm
I
telling
ain't
you.
got no hair in the back or the sides of my head because
Yeah.
I was like, there is no way in hell.
Nope.
The last time I did that, my hair was on fire. And this hair 9 times out of 10 is up because I can't do it.
Sweat rolling down your back.
Yeah.
Girl, at nighttime sweat be rolling down. You be taking off covers. Your man be laying next to you. He be in freeze mode.
He's in a hoodie with an extra blanket on top of him, and I'm laying there butt ass naked on top of the cover.
Wait till you get.
Yeah.
Wait till you get kicked out.
Yeah. I had to do separate beds at one point. Yep. Yeah.
No, he
had
just
to do
goes.
separate. I told y'all
to our daughter's room. No. See, my daughter is out away in college, so he just goes upstairs to her room because I'm not. First of all, this is comfortable for me. I'm not leaving my bed. If you don't like the conditions, don't you touch my thermostat. They know. Don't you touch my damn thermostat. And if you don't like the conditions,
I got kicked. I got out. I had to go. The basement is much cooler. I had to.
My bedroom is on the first floor. So my bedroom is on the first floor.
No, I have a fan in here. I have a big fan. I have a personal fan. The basement, everybody knows how cold the basement can get. And I'm just down here. And he'll come down here and watch and then he'll be like, nah. He was like, this is ridiculous. Even the kids, they will only come as far as the steps. They're like, yo, you do understand you're in a meat locker? I'm like, I'm all right. That's all right. Y'all don't have to come in here. I just got put out because it was just.
Y'all see I'm coming out my cover, right? I'm getting hot.
It'll take long.
Yes, wait. Oh, gosh. Listen, nieces and nephews. Well, nieces, Send in your questions. We'll answer them because you
need to tell the nephews so they can be ready for our nieces to understand what is really going on up in here.
Yeah,
like I said, and I'm telling you, the minute that she talked about that dryness, I was like, oh. And then I realized it, and I was like, oh, this shit is ugly. We're gonna have to do something about this. I mean, so it's a total effect of everything in your body that goes through. Women, we go through so much. I mean, just having a menstrual cycle is a lot.
It literally is a change of
life. Yes, it can change your life.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So we'll save that discussion for another time.
Yes, we will.
But as always, thank y'all for listening to. Lord, see, listen, y'all done got me all. I done started talking about my menopause.
That's that menopause.
And I done forgot what the hell I'm supposed to be saying.
That's menopause.
The sip of the brain.
So thank y'all for tuning in. If this is your first time, don't be a stranger. Make sure to like us on our social media platforms. Follow us on your favorite streaming platform and on YouTube. We are now on YouTube. Yes.
Yes, y'all.
You can find us at 3 Aunties and a Mic on all platforms. The 3 is spelled out THREE. And somebody asked me, why do I always spell that? Because folks can't spell, goddammit. That's why I spell it out.
That's right.
Yeah. Ask them. We know. People can't
ask them folks in the red states.
So that's why I always spell it out, because I will make sure you can find me, okay? And for those that are, our nieces and nephews that are always tuning in, thank y'all for always listening to that person we didn't name by name that fucked around and found out with Weekday.
That's right. My boo thing.
Thanks for tuning in, boo thing. She appreciates you for tuning in.
Yeah, boo thing. And guess what? If one of the heifers are listening, they need to know you my boo thing.
Boo thing. Leave a comment at the bottom of the YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment, boo.
If you want us to answer a question, or you have an issue you want the aunties to talk about and help you resolve, you can send us an email at 3auntiesandamic@gmail.com, or you can DM us on any social media platform at 3auntiesandamic. All right, ladies, as always, thank y'all for entertaining me tonight. I love it when we get together every week. It is the highlight of my week. So love you, ladies. And until next time, peace and love.
Love you, nieces and nephews.
Mooches.